A new round of dangerous storms are threatening millions of people across the U.S.
Yes, in Texas, people are cleaning up after a string of powerful tornadoes hit yesterday. One twister downed power lines while damaging homes and businesses in the city of Temple. That's north of Austin. No injuries have been reported. And over in Iowa, officials now say a tornado killed at least 5 people and injured dozens more in the city of Greenfield on Tuesday.
CBS News correspondent Tom Hanson is there on the ground in Greenfield. This is about an hour southwest of Des Moines. Tom, how are recovery efforts going? It looks like that place was just really hit hard.
Yeah, you know, surveying the damage here, which we've had a chance to do throughout the day, it is clear there is a long road to recovery. 2 minutes. We were told by so many people that it just took 2 minutes for this idyllic neighborhood to be reduced to what we're seeing today. That monster tornado, an EF3, with winds between 130 to 165 miles per hour, cut through this community of about 2,000 people. The powerful winds are probably one of the biggest causes for all this damage. All that flying debris flying through the air at about the speed of a freight train, leaving just a path of destruction. You know, one of the places behind me, this house is still standing, but you can see that the debris has torn through its facade, just leaving a shell of what it once was. We spoke to 2 survivors who hid in the basement. Here's what they had to say.
We just made it to the basement, and the basement windows started flying in at us, but we got to the center of the basement, and I would guess it didn't last 2 minutes, if that. And we could hear all the rubble above us and the glass breaking. We are luckier than a lot of the people on the block.
You know, they say they were the lucky ones, and that is true. After that soundbite, they told us how 3 of their neighbors died in this storm. But Lana, you're from Iowa. Yeah. I'm from Iowa. Yeah. If there's one thing we know about this recovery, it's that Iowans are resilient, and everyone we've spoken to plans on making a full recovery.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking about that as you were talking, Tom, because we are both from the Hawkeye State, and we know that in some communities like Greenfield's, there aren't a lot of different options in terms of the grocery store or the hospital. In the case of the hospital, that was damaged in the storms. What's the status right now?
Yeah, you know, the hospital remains closed. It's a cruel twist of fate for the people who live here, because so many people literally are steps away from the hospital, which is over my shoulder right there. But with the hospital out of commission, they had nowhere to go immediately. However, the hospital has transitioned to a nearby high school where they're running operations right now. But still, you can just feel the immense strain that not having this facility is taking on the community. We do know that the recovery and rescue missions have ceased. So the numbers, the death toll, the injured, we know that those numbers are expected to stabilize, but still just a dire situation as this community struggles to get back on its feet.
And as you speak about that, Tom, the forecast suggests that more storms are on the way to Iowa. For the people who are already displaced, do they have, safe shelter in the meantime?
One of the most remarkable things about this community is the sense of community. Everyone is jumping in to help. A lot of people have taken in those whose homes were blown away by this tornado. But that concern remains. There is a serious level of stress amongst the community members here about that looming weather threat that's expected to blow through the area this evening. Talk about a community that could use a break. It sounds like they have the potential for another round of severe weather. Guys.
Thanks. All right, Tom Hanson, thank you very much. You and the crew stay safe there. We appreciate the reporting.